why are you right-handed or left-handed? It seems like a simple question, yet science still doesn't have a complete answer. What researchers do know is surprisingly strange. Your dominant hand was likely chosen before you were even born. Doctors can often predict whether a baby will be right-handed or left-handed by observing which hand a fetus brings to its mouth more frequently in the womb, and once that preference appears, it rarely changes. Even more fascinating, roughly 90% of humans are right-handed, and that ratio has remained almost unchanged for at least 500,000 years. Ancient skeletons show the same pattern, suggesting that something deep within the human brain has been pushing most of us toward one side for an incredibly long time. The evidence goes back even further. Scientists studying a Neanderthal who lived 130,000 years ago found tiny scratches on its teeth. Those marks were likely caused by a stone tool slipping while the Neanderthal prepared animal hides. The direction of the scratches revealed which hand held the tool, and the answer was the right hand. Similar evidence has been found in even older human ancestors dating back nearly 2 million years. Cave paintings tell the same story. Ancient artists would place one hand against a cave wall and blow pigment around it. Most of the handprints found across Europe, Indonesia, and South America are left hands, meaning the hand doing the painting was usually the right. Long before civilization, language, or farming, our ancestors were already favoring one side. So why does this happen? Genetics play a role, but they don't tell the whole story. Even identical twins who share the same DNA can have different dominant hands. Scientists believe there isn't a single gene for left-handedness. Instead, there may be genetic factors that push most people toward being right-handed. The left side of the brain controls the right side of the body, and in most people, that same hemisphere also handles language and tool use. Researchers think these abilities became clustered together over millions of years, making right-handedness the default for most humans. But if right-handedness is the norm, why haven't left-handers disappeared? The answer may be that being different has advantages. In sports like baseball, boxing, fencing, tennis, and mixed martial arts, left-handers often perform better than expected. Most people spend their lives competing against right-handed opponents, so when a left-hander appears, everything feels unfamiliar. Angles change, reactions slow down, and that tiny advantage can make a huge difference. Yet there is a trade-off. Most tools, workplaces, and everyday objects are designed for right-handed people. So while left-handedness can be beneficial in competition, it can create disadvantages in daily life. These opposing forces may be exactly why left-handers have remained at around 10% of the population for hundreds of thousands of years. There is one final twist. Left-handed brains often appear to be wired a little differently. Tasks that are usually confined to one side of the brain in right-handed people are more likely to be spread across both hemispheres in left-handers. This may help explain why some left-handed people recover language abilities more easily after certain brain injuries. It's not a superpower, but it does suggest that left-handed brains process the world in a slightly different way. For centuries, left-handedness was treated as a flaw. Children were forced to switch hands, punished for writing with their left hand, and told something was wrong with them. But none of it really worked because the brain had already made its choice. You never consciously chose your dominant hand. Before your first breath, your brain had already picked a side, following a pattern older than civilization itself. The hand you write with today carries a story that stretches back hundreds of thousands of years. And if you're left-handed, you're not a mistake. You're part of a rare pattern that has survived throughout human history.